Okay, testing. We are are live. So today, this weekend, tomorrow, Minnesota Vikings, with their slim playoff chances, are going to be going to Detroit to play the Detroit Lions, and they have a lot. They have a little bit to play for the 2 seed, and we'll be breaking that down with two guests, first time ever, Kirsten and Sydney. Kirsten, Sydney, are you guys there?
Hi.
Oh, gosh. Um, hello.
Hi.
Okay then. Okay, I guess we got a first in person in preview as well, as long as with two guests. So um
This is so stupid.
it,
This is.
it is. But hey, we are here. So first off, I do want to say congrats on your winning the NFC North.
I did it.
So, passing on, from 2022 off to you guys for 2023. And I'm so happy it is not the Green Bay Packers. So that's always a good thing. That is always a good thing. And now you guys are going to be having a home playoff game. So, and we'll find out who you guys will be playing in the playoffs. Will it be Stafford?
Oh God.
Will it be the Packers?
You.
I mean, it can't. No, it can't be us. It can't be us. No, it can't because
We could get the two.
We could get the two.
no, because then we would lose. So then we wouldn't make the playoffs.
We can't play.
We can't play. You can't play the Vikings, even though I know you want to play the Vikings. I know you're going to play the Vikings.
It's wild. 3 weeks ago, it seemed it was dead set. It seemed locked in that it was going to be the Lions and the Vikings 3 out of 4 weeks. It seemed that way.
Yeah,
And then you guys just
we lost 5 out of 6 games.
seriously.
5 out of 6. Yes, a lot of very close games with the Bengals, the Browns, the Broncos, and of course you guys. I mean, even though we threw 4 interceptions, I don't know how some way we still made a 1-score game.
We'll ignore that. We'll like the.
I mean, that may be something to look at since you're playing Nick Mullins again. So, and then we, of course, our first non-1-score loss to the Packers last week. So, yeah, so we put ourselves in a bad situation right now where we need to win. We need the Bears to win. We need the Cardinals to win, and we need either the Falcons or the Panthers to win.
So you're saying there's a chance?
There's a chance. There's a chance. So, I mean, it's not like you guys, you can rest. You guys can rest your starters, right?
No.
I mean,
no.
I mean, it's not like you're going to get the 2 seed. You need both the Cowboys and the Eagles to lose.
I mean, we're talking about Dan Campbell here.
Yeah.
Like you cannot argue with Dan Campbell. I mean, everybody saw like his stubbornness last week.
Oh yeah, last week. Last week, for 3 straight 2-point conversions, and not only that, I mean, going for it early in the game by not taking the points early on, where he's being very criticized for. I guess that is a good place to start for last week. I don't know which part you want to start with. If you want to talk about that end of the game, or you want to, I mean, that end of the,
Not the end of the game.
Okay, no, we'll the end of the game will be for the end of that part. So Dan Campbell has always been known for always going for it. And going for it, and there's a good amount of time it does work, and then you have sometimes like it doesn't work. Like for example, like against the Cowboys a time, and then against like the Packers on Thanksgiving on the fake punt. So how do you guys feel about Dan Campbell as a his type of his aggressive play con, because it's very controversial. So
I mean, okay, I will defend Dan Campbell to the end of time, just because we dealt with the Jim Caldwell era, and then we dealt with the Matt Patricia era. We've dealt with people who are more than willing.
Thank you.
Hey.
No, and no, and no, and no. Her cousins for 2024, please.
I mean, okay, so let's be real here. I would much rather have a coach that would do something,
Mhm.
would be aggressive, go for the win,
Mhm.
than just sit on their butts and let the team lose. We dealt with it with Jim Caldwell. We dealt with it with Matt Patricia, the freaking pencil bastard. Please, Eagles, please keep him forever. Keep him far away from me as possible. Thank you. I agree with Dan Campbell with the fake punt. The fake punt. Heck yeah, we run one of the best fake punt teams in the entire league.
Yeah.
I mean, we did it versus the Chiefs. Turned out pretty well. I mean, you see it more often during the primetime games, but I digress. But if you go to the decision at the end of the game, I agree with him. Just keep going for it. Keep going for it. Keep going for it. I agree with it because the Lions had little to nothing to lose. And what I mean by that, yes, we could have been fighting for the 1 seed this week. And in my opinion, we should still be fighting for the 1 seed this week because everybody knows what happens with the refs. I think we got screwed. But that's a whole different issue for another day. I like the aggressiveness. I like Dan Campbell's a very aggressive play caller. I mean, well, no, Ben Johnson calls the plays, but Dan Campbell gives aggressive orders. But they're also a very careful coaching staff. What I mean by that is they're very careful with how they bring players back from injury, how they deal with the circumstance, how they deal with the media. Yes, there's a lot of joking around. Dan Campbell does throw out a lot more jokes than people realize. But that's just him. And honestly, I wouldn't have anybody else to be our coach right now. He's just what this city, this team needs.
Yeah. So, I mean, in regards for you, Sydney, you've been watching this is your first year now.
First year not fantasy related.
First year not fantasy related. How did you pick the Lions to be your team? And, how is this first year roller coaster has been Mississippi? Because it's been a lot of close games, and trust me, close games.
So, part of it was my family, my mom, my dad and my brother, Austin, are both huge Lions fans. That was part of it. Another big part of it was her right there.
I did a thing.
She did a thing. And also I when I was watching the fantasy related stuff, and I was just watching for fantasy, every time I saw a Lions game, it's like I really gravitated towards like, oh my God, they're the real underdogs. Like they're like Aiden Hutchinson. I watched Hard Knocks and I was like, oh my gosh, this is really cool. And then like I saw Dan Campbell and I was like, this is a really good coach. At least I think so right now. And yeah, and honestly, like that kind of started the whole thing. Was just like first of all, I'm also hoping to be a vet and I like animals. So that was part of it as well.
Yeah.
And I love lions. That's my favorite animal. But yeah, and I was just like, yeah, I really, really, I think this is the team I want to go with. And this year has just been crazy. And like, I knew, like, even last year, I knew there were close games. Like there was the Bills Lions game. I remember that, where we were extremely close and then unfortunately lost to a field goal. Lost by a field goal. And I always saw, like, I was like, okay, well, I see some close games. I could not believe how many close games we have had this season. And there have been moments where I was either watching with my entire family, or I was just watching on my own, or I was just watching with my brother or my dad. And like, it was just like some crazy moments. And like when we won the division and we won that game,
Yeah.
I remember I ran into the kitchen and I gave my mom the biggest hug and I was so happy. I was almost in tears and I'm like, I shouldn't even be in tears because I'm such a fake fan.
I mean, as someone who, by the way, the Colts just got a touchdown, a 2-point conversion. The game's tied. What the hell just happened?
I don't know what happened.
But so I've been a Lions fan my entire life. Obviously, I was literally born into it. I left the hospital in a Lions onesie. Like it happened. Winning the division for the first time in my life. I mean, I was with my entire family. It was Christmas Eve. with my whole family. We're about to open stockings. Like, it was just like, this is the time. This is the time to do it. I was worried sick the entire day. I'm like, I just want this game to be over because I am scared.
Mhm.
Then Nick Mullins happened.
Then Nick Mullins happens. Yeah, the interception.
And
interception.
hello, Ife Melifonwu. Where have you been, brother? Hi. He is the first pick from the Stafford trade. The first pick we got from the Stafford trade was Ife, and he sealed the division for us. If that is not scripted, it's not scripted. If that is not just the perfect storytelling, I don't know what is. And if Stafford comes to Detroit next week, I can't wear my Stafford jersey. Like, I've had one jersey before Christmas, and it was a Lions Stafford jersey. I'm like, I can't wear this if he comes to Detroit. But you know what? It is what it is. And now Nick Mullins is coming back, and oh boy,
It's been a carousel for us, and I wish this was under different circumstances. I was really hoping that this particular game would be for the division, and that was not the case.
Well, if he didn't get that pick, this game is probably for the division.
Oh, I mean, we still lost the Packers, so
Oh,
yeah. I mean, unless we beat them, that gives us a little more confident boost going into the Packers. But I don't know. I mean, the highlight from that Packers game was the start of the game where Kirk Cousins led in a shirtless skull chant. I'm sorry for putting that that in your minds, but hey,
yep.
yeah, we started Jaron Hall because we wanted someone who didn't want to turn over the ball, and then there was
And then you turn over the ball.
turnover. In my opinion, they weren't as bad as some of the other turnovers. There was one off the hands of the receiver that was interception, and then the other one was a fumble where the offensive line just completely gave up. The entire team absolutely gave up. So I'm very worried that this team is just gonna not show up tomorrow in Detroit especially when they do the banner presentation. So yeah, yeah, and they do still have slim playoff hopes. And I don't know how it's gonna go, but I mean Nick Mullins, he throws for a lot of yards and throws a lot of interceptions. So you take it and you give it. So in your defense this year, I mean, it has been banged up for the most part.
Yeah.
I mean, it was CJ Gardner Johnson. He was off
Week 2.
yeah, week 2, and he was just they put him off IR as of today.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yes,
Activated
activated.
today.
I don't know if he's gonna play. Are they gonna save him for the
They-
playoffs? He is playing.
Yeah,
Yep.
he was removed from.
That's very interesting.
All right.
I thought they would maybe want to save him for the playoffs.
He could have played last week, actually.
He could have.
Or last week, yeah, last week.
Mhm.
But somebody else is coming back too.
Um,
Lee McNeil.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
him going down for the last 4 games or the previous 4 games. I mean, it kind of sucked. I mean, our run defense kind of suffered a bit. I mean, our run defense. Where did they come from? I don't know. But McNeil is going to be a huge run blocker, and having CJGJ in the backfield now, like maybe our secondary will be slightly better. Slightly, hopefully, maybe.
Hail Scott. Yes.
CJ Stroud is doing CJ Stroud things.
Yeah. So, yeah. And your guys's. I mean, it's Aiden Hutchinson. Is that both your guys' favorite players? Who's both your guys' favorite players?
See that?
Yes.
It's hard because for a while it's been Aiden, and then I started seeing Iffy, and I really like Iffy.
You like Iffy?
I like Iffy. Austin actually interviewed Iffy, which was awesome.
That is cool.
And he just seems like a really, really cool guy. So I would have to say that if it swaps between anybody, it's probably Aiden and Iffy.
Okay, I'm glad that you had somebody else because my favorite player. Okay, I have a few. but Aiden probably is at the top of the list just because I'm a diehard Michigan fan,
Mhm.
and he helped beat Ohio State for the first time in years.
Mhm.
So I'm like, all right, cool, this is it.
Yeah.
So, and I mean, Amon-Ra is freaking awesome. I mean, Jared Goff is freaking up there too. Hey, Carly.
Hi, Carly.
So yeah, it's just been crazy. Now Michigan's in the college football playoff final, and I'm freaking out here. But we're good.
I have no comment.
Yes, says the
The state fan.
the state fans. So very
Mhm.
yeah, maybe not the best of seasons, and I mean I know my my certain quarterback who went to Michigan State was playing. This could be a much I feel like this could be a much different game, but I know there's been a lot you know, turmoil in the NFC North. But I can't discredit what you guys have done. Like even though yes, the Vikings have had their injuries, and the Packers are just their first year with Jordan Love, and the Bears are sort of everyone in the line.
Bears.
Are the Bears, but we hope that they beat the Packers tomorrow. Yes, please. But that's it's still impressive what you guys have accomplished, and I think that's something to be very proud of. And the offense. I mean, we finally see Jameer Gibbs breaking out, because I know a lot of people were very fantasy people will know, angry that Gibbs wasn't getting touches at the start. It was a lot of Monty, but then we got see Gibbs slowly emerge.
Told people this was going to happen. The Lions are very, very careful about how they play people. They're
Mhm.
careful about how they play rookies. Laporta was just thrown in there, and he just played fantastic. Like I don't know how that worked, but I mean, we had to take our time with Gibbs. We did.
Mhm.
And hey, he's freaking amazing. We
And
have two.
Monty's great too.
Montgomery's great. Like we went so long. There's a streak between Barry Sanders and Kerryon Johnson where we didn't have a 100-yard rusher in a single game.
Mhm.
We are so close to having 2,000-yard rushers on our team.
That's crazy.
I think it's 25 for Montgomery and 85 for Gibbs.
It's possible.
That could
absolutely
possibly be
possible.
possible depending on which one they
Can you let him have it, please?
Yeah, please.
I mean,
Please.
we let them run all over us. I mean, before last week, our strength was run defense and lack of pass defense. But yeah, we can. I mean, we can possibly make that as long as Justin Jefferson ends with 1,000 yards and he's like 180, I think 18.
Oh, he'll get that.
Yeah, he'll get that.
Forget that.
Yeah.
You think your secondary still needs some?
Yes.
Yes,
Some help.
absolutely.
Is that going to probably be a weakness?
Yes.
Yes.
Wow, I can't. You didn't even have to finish that. I mean,
I go get fan base from like the entire fan base knows. Like the theory is Brad Holmes would have drafted Devin Witherspoon at number 6 if he didn't go to the Seahawks. That's the theory, and everybody's sticking to it because we think Plan A was Devin Witherspoon, Plan B was to trade down with somebody, but the plan was always to get Gibbs. Gibbs no matter what, and we just happened to get Jack Campbell. So
Oh yeah, and that was a first round pick, and that's very interesting considering all the talk about the running backs. This, being so devalued, and then you guys take a first round running back. Was there some, I don't know, like some, I don't know what to say, anger among the fan base?
Well, that one was controversial to begin. Everybody loved the move to trade down, and I totally agree. But the fact that Brad Holmes could have drafted Gibbs at number 6, and we might have lost out on Jack Campbell, that was huge. And like people got mad about the Jack Campbell pick because people don't draft linebackers that high either. And Jack Campbell's had a solid season. He's having a very quiet, very solid season. Like he will be a starter in this league, and he will be a pretty darn good linebacker if you just give him a bit more time.
Yeah.
But this draft class for the Lions, like people are going to be talking about the Texans draft class because they're going to have both the offensive and defensive rookies of the year. Let's be real here. But the Lions draft class, in order, you had friggin' not Cameron. We had Gibbs. We had Campbell, Laporta, Branch, Hendon Hooker. everybody on that list could be a starter. Maybe Hooker, but everybody on the list can be a starter today.
Yeah.
And they are starters today. Need I say more? Brad Holmes has been the best GM Detroit has had, maybe ever, and he's only in year 3.
Yeah, I wish we had a GM who didn't trade down with a rival team. Oh yeah, collusion. And they got JMO.
Thanks for JMO, I appreciate it. It's JMO breakout season.
Yeah. I remember his first season, he only got 1 catch, and it was for a touchdown. And it was against
It was very proud of me. It was great.
yay.
You could have won the division in our hands that game, and you didn't.
I mean, we didn't. We instead had to pull some strings against the Colts the following week, and yeah, we managed to do it then. But unlike you guys, I mean, it's not like last year, like we come frauds all the way through. But you guys, I mean, have won convincing. I mean, against some good teams. I mean, of course, some. No, I mean, and some don't look as good as they once did, like the Chiefs. But it's still when he's Patrick Mahomes, it's still on prime time. It's still good. It's still good.
Many teams can go into Arrowhead and go on that.
That's true. That is true.
Banner.
That is true. That is true. That's why I'm hoping on our banner night. I mean, on your banner. Yeah. On your banner night. Sorry, that we can do that, and hopefully you guys, if you're smart enough, maybe pull some starters, and so we can get some Teddy Bridgewater.
Just let us go up by 70
Yeah.
before the end of the
Yeah,
half.
that'd be
And
good.
then just
70.
40.
I say 50.
40.
Okay, 45.
40.
Okay.
If you go up by like 3-4 scores, or no, 40 would be okay. Go up by 6 scores by half. Pull the Raiders, and then we pull started.
Then we see Teddy.
No,
Because I feel like Teddy really at least wants to get some snaps in against his former team, because this is his last.
This
year.
is his last regular season game ever. He's done after this. I wouldn't be surprised if we do win, he'll kneel it for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we haven't, other than kneel downs, we haven't seen Teddy Bridgewater on the field at all this year.
Right.
Which is, knock on wood, like it has been fantastic. Like Jared Goff has been upright a lot thanks to the O line. So
That is good, and that's the strength of you guys. The good old line.
healthy
Healthy O-line.
Healthy old line. Yes, indeed. So, I mean, and that's a big part. But you guys both feel Jared's the guy going for, because that's another controversy in itself. So, I mean, whatever.
That's a loaded question. We do have an out this year,
Mhm.
but he has one more year left,
Mhm.
and it's a year full of not really that much guaranteed money. So if we were to extend him and him not to cost $1 million, or $1 million, but figuratively $1 million, but it's going to be millions. We're gonna have to extend him this season. So we have to make a choice. Do we go run with Jared Goff for one more season, let the contract run out, and then see what we have in Hendon Hooker? Do we trade for a quarterback? Do we draft one? I mean, I'm confident that whatever decision they make is going to be the right one.
I agree.
But Jared Goff is their guy.
Yes, Luke, he is retiring after this season.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, yeah.
So,
Yeah.
fair starter.
Hoping that would be, and that as much as I was happy to see the Cardinals beat the Eagles, I have a question. If you were still locked in the third seed, do you think you guys would still be playing your starters?
No, we wouldn't be.
Because I still think Dan Campbell.
If there's a chance, we're taking it. I mean, there is a chance
There's
that
a
the Cowboys
chance.
and Eagles could lose, and we could get.
Yeah, I definitely think the Eagles can lose to the Giants because we saw that a couple weeks ago. And do we think the Commanders are gonna beat the Cowboys?
I thought the Cowboys looked against us. They let us walk all over them.
Yeah,
No,
and
that's
also they're not going to be home.
They're not gonna be-
They're going to be at FedEx Field.
That kid is trying a 57-yard field.
And it is. Oh, it's a
Doinked. It doinked.
Okay, that's kind of hilarious.
I'm just. Yes, we have to put him on the back. now,
that
so-
that
Oh no.
the Colts mascot's dead in the end zone. That's amazing. Okay, that made my night. I'm good.
Hey.
Cool.
Yes, and then-
What were we talking about?
Forget.
Yeah, we were talking about.
Should we talk about the Lions kicker situation because it's
You know, that is a perfect transition into that because
boom.
I've seen what was it
Badgley.
Badgley and Patterson, right?
Yes.
It's I feel like I never know who's starting every week.
Like no, Riley Patterson's gone.
Yeah.
He got signed to the Browns.
Yeah, he's on
Okay,
the Browns.
he's on-
He missed it.
He missed his first field.
He
goal.
missed
They
his
tried
first
to-
field goal.
because I remember, like, Jaguars last year at some point.
We traded for him. We traded a seventh for Patterson. We released him.
So are you guys gonna? I don't know if any of them are really
I am on the draft the kicker train in 2024 or this year.
same.
I don't know.
I am
I
on the
like how
draft.
Badgley looks, and I like the money badger thing, but
That
I
we
mean,
can't kick beyond 50.
this is true. This is true.
We are the Lions.
Fair.
To be fair, Dan Campbell always goes for it on fourth and whatever. If we're that close to field goal range,
Yeah.
So you don't really to have that guy unless it's like the end of the game and it's a game you can't win a game.
Yeah, and I understand drafting a kicker. Like I know that's a little not normal, but like I could also see us trading for a kicker. But like
I want Matt
I
Prater back.
Mike Prater.
Prater.
Prater, I want
Prater.
Prater. Living on a Prater.
Um,
I want him back. I don't understand why we let him go to the Cardinals. He's been kicking butt over in Arizona, and they're wasting him.
Mhm.
Come back.
Yeah.
Please.
Yeah, it's a very interesting situation with kickers. Trust me, if anybody knows about kickers, this guy. At least we haven't really had switch kickers that as often as you guys, so that is something. Yeah, I mean, it's gonna be interesting to see. Oh, so I did want to get back. Do you think going back to the golf?
Yeah.
How this season, depending on how far you make it into the playoffs, is that going to also have an impact on if you will re-sign Jared Goff? Like, let's say you make it to the NFC Championship game.
Well, first I'd die. Because that means
Both of you probably.
his playoff game ever. So if we win 2 in a single season, like
Yeah.
this is already
There's a chance. I mean, there's the only one that I could see maybe. I mean, the only one that could probably stand in your way of a potential Super Bowl. It would probably be the San Francisco 49ers. You know, and you guys now. The one game that stood out was the Baltimore Ravens game. That was if you guys do you guys think you're at that level you're better now than when you were at that game
I don't know.
Wasn't our O line really injured?
Yes.
Yeah, so that's another good.
But that was kind of when the defense started falling off.
Yeah.
I mean, the defense was riding entire high the first few weeks of the season. They were overperforming, which is totally like I kind of expected that the defense would fall off a bit. But the Ravens game, it fell hard. Goff didn't look good. Nobody looked good. Absolutely nobody looked good. Goff was kind of rebounding. He didn't have the insane streak he had last season, where he went half a season without throwing a pick.
Mm.
He's been one of the more turnover-happy QBs this season. Which here's the thing: if you can keep Goff, specifically Goff, upright, he's fine. It's great. He will thread the needle no matter what. But you have to keep him upright.
Mhm.
And for that, you need a really good O-line. And we have a really good O-line. We have one of the most expensive O-lines in the league. Now we got to extend Sewell pretty soon, which that's gonna be a penny, a pretty penny. So the answer is I don't know what we do with Goff yet. I really don't.
Okay. That's very, very, very interesting.
Mm.
Do you expect now? How far do you expect this team to go? Is the expectation, have the expectations been set? Okay, we got to win at least of one playoff game, or or has it already? I know, depending on the fan you talked, the Lions fan you talked to, some of them at like, okay, the division we expect that, but maybe also a playoff game as well. And I mean, I don't think anyone was thinking Super Bowl, but unless the people who tattooed lines,
Yeah, no.
No.
I mean, my goal for the season for this team was to win a division because of what the division looked like. Jordan Love, Kirk Cousins, Justin Fields, and a team on the rise. I would put my money on the Lions, and look what they did. They won a division. We've only won one playoff game ever. So if we were to win another one, that's something that the Spaniards can't even fathom of. But sure, the goalposts have moved. We've won the division. We won the division early. So now we're like, okay, we need to win a playoff game.
Yes.
We need to win a playoff game in Ford Field. If we get blown out by the Rams or the Packers, it's gonna be
we don't need to see another 3-seed NFC North team losing the wild card rounds. I mean, I know Daniel Jones and Matthew Stafford are it's different. Mine would still be more embarrassing than losing to Stafford. So yeah. But it would hurt if it was like the Packers, though.
I think it would hurt more if it was the Packers because at least I'd be able to root for Stafford afterwards.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean,
this week is going to be interesting. None of these teams are playing for much.
Yeah, they're not really playing for
but
much.
It can mean so much.
It can mean so much in the grand scheme of things. I mean,
this season's not a failure if we don't win a playoff game. For me,
I agree with that.
We improved from last year. Better record. We won a division for the first time ever. That is a win in my book. I am okay with this.
We have a great record, but I don't even know how many times it's been seen.
This is tied for the best record that the Lions have ever had.
Yeah, so that's another good thing.
Okay, that's good. Yeah, it's good. Very good.
Yeah.
Okay, and like just going into this game, I guess. I mean, what do you want to see from this game besides a win? Is there like with players like CJ Gardner coming back, being activated, and other I know you said another guy. I can't. Thank you. Like what do you guys want to see from this team? I mean, besides like a win, like we be like if I'm trying to word this like because it's a weird game.
What do you want us to see?
I mean, how much, I mean, if you guys let's say like another, like you want to improve from our last game, obviously, because we threw all those interceptions and yet we still came within one score, and that's does give a little bit pause of concern. I would say, well, I mean, with that, I mean, with winning by multiple scores or doing like what the Packers did last week, is that sort of like the expectation going into tomorrow?
I want to see an angry performance by our team.
I do too. And I also want to see CJ Gardner-Johnson prove why he should be more than just a rotation guy.
I'm debatable about CJ. I just want to see him play and just see how he looks.
I just want to see him do good.
I don't know, see him do good.
See their players do good.
I think you kind of hit it. Like, I want to see what our secondary can do against Nick Mullins because he threw for 400 yards against us.
He threw
Yes.
100
I
yards.
want to see the secondary be improved. I want to see Justin Jefferson not burn everybody.
Not burn everybody. That's a true thing, because basically everyone burned you. Unfortunately, this time around there will be no TJ Hawkinson. It sucks, but it is what it is.
Will
And
Addison be playing?
Addison, I think he will be playing. I didn't check I didn't really check too. I remember he had an ankle injury going into the Packer game, but he played.
I didn't see him on.
I don't remember seeing him on the injury report, but you do still have the top two players on the Vikings on the offense playing. So yeah, I think for us the backfield. Let me see who is out. This is expertise. I was totally prepared for this. Okay, we got okay, let's see. Nope, I don't see Jordan Addison on here. We have so we have
Honestly, I want to see that. I want to see you guys at full strength. I want to fight a division opponent at full strength at Ford Field with the playoffs, playoff implications. Just so the Packers come, we know what to expect. No way.
that's fair. It's fair. Yeah, because major players out. Probably the major one is our number one is our top quarterback. So that's probably the big. That's probably the big one that's gonna be out. Brian O'Neill, our right tackle, is gonna be out, but I liked the backup, Berry. I think that's what it is. Preston Berry.
Yeah.
He's been playing pretty decent, so I'm not too worried about that one. It's more about the number one back in our pass defense. Not great as well. And Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Yeah. Oh, you won't have JMO? You don't have JMO to worry
Yeah,
about?
you won't have JMO.
Oh, Jane was out?
Yes.
Oh.
JMO is out.
Got it. So that's going to be interesting. How to see without, you still have Laporta.
I love one.
We also
And we have Donovan Peoples-Jones.
that's it. Yeah.
Gosh, I can't.
And Gibbs.
And get to it.
And Monty.
Yep.
End it. Okay, that's it. Guys.
Report down.
We barely played for anything. We're just not gonna punt.
It's
No punting.
No punting.
This is gonna be a game with 0 punts.
Yeah, and there's no controversy, right?
Oh, Jack Fox is one of the best punters in the league.
Yeah, I'm into punting, so special teams they can win you and they can lose you games. So
He'll talk to me about Michigan. They almost did.
That was
yeah, I remember seeing at the game. So hopefully it's not your kicker for Lions that will catch you again when we're talking about that. So yeah. And the crowd is going to be
Angry.
They're going to be it's going to be an environment to say the very least. So
It'll be a good one.
it will be a very, very good one indeed. So, oh man. Well, again, you won division, but you're still going for more. And especially if you play the Packers in the playoffs, I hope that you guys win. If you don't, there'll be some death stares. So
Yeah.
But yeah, this I let's just say I did not I was not I did not expect this. So
Let's keep it together in the last 5 hours.
Yeah.
So,
yes. So it's Yes, thank you both so very much.
Yeah.
You guys did very very good. Well, so I don't know. I mean, you can afterward. You can plug whatever you want first. So we'll start.
Okay, my channel is just Sydney S, and I have edits that I do on there, game edits and stuff like that. I don't really use Twitter, so don't.
No, it's okay. I'm at Kirsten with 3 R's because I'm really cool. Sure. I do a bunch of racing stuff. I'm starting to get into dabbling a little bit in the content creation side. I'm doing a bunch of racing stuff, so like NASCAR, Formula One, IndyCar, you name it, I'm talking about it. So maybe I'll stream the Daytona 500. Maybe that'd be a time. So we'll see if it happens. Not for sure yet, but we'll see.
Okay, that's good. And I'll make sure after this is done to post all of them and pin them in the comment section afterwards. So don't worry, you'll get your credit. So yeah. So yeah, we're gonna see who's gonna make this wild card game between the who's gonna make the wild card between the Texans and Colts. It's looking like a tight matchup. So we're gonna watch the end of that. So I hope you all have a good rest of your night and good luck. May the best team win, even though we're probably gonna lose tomorrow. And please Bears win please Bears win. I've never not many times I've really asked that in my life before, but yeah. But no, thank you all for watching, madam.
I'm Sydney.
And as always,
No.
yes.
No.
Skull.